The web. Development can be fun.
Waiting for you. You're live recording.
Good afternoon. My name is Andy Corfield. I'm the public hearing officer today for the City of Albany Industrial Development Agency in connection with the project, which is the subject of this public hearing. Today, we're holding this public hearing to allow citizens to make a statement for the record relating to the involvement of the agency with the project for the benefit of 144 State Street, LLC, and New York State Limited Liability Corporation. The proposed project involves the renovation of the existing 180,000 square foot Renaissance Hotel by Marriott, consisting of improvements, public spaces, and guest rooms. The financial assistance sought for certain exemptions from taxation with respect to the project, including no property taxes and sales and and sales taxes. Copies of the notice of this public hearing are available on our website at www.albanyida.com and upon request. Now, unless there is any objection, I'm going to suggest waiving the full reading of the notice of this public hearing and instead request that the full text of the notice be inserted into the record. I will also note that general information on the agency's general authority and public purpose is contained in a separate statement and will be entered into the record. Before we commence, I would like to first introduce the project applicant and ask them to make a few brief remarks with respect to the project.
Hi, I'm Brandon Stabler with Columbia Development Companies. The project is proposed renovation of portions of the hotel, the Renaissance Hotel. We'll be renovating portions of the public space and the guest rooms. Is there anything else you would like me to do? Yeah, thank you.
Now open this public hearing. The time is now 12:05 p.m. I will note for the record that there were no written comments received prior to the meeting today. Per the notice of this public hearing, the public was encouraged to submit written comments prior to today's hearing. A record of this public hearing will be prepared and reviewed by the members of the agency in connection with consideration of the proposed project. A copy of the record of this public hearing will be presented to the mayor, the city of Albany, and members of the agency. At this time, I would like to ask if there is anyone here who wishes to speak on the proposed project, to comment on either the nature and location of the project facility or the proposed financial assistance being contemplated. Seeing none, we will pause the transcription of this public hearing until approximately 15 minutes have passed from the time the hearing was opened.
Are you in Canberra?
Yeah, we're going to go right into that. So. Good afternoon. My name is Andy Corfield. I'm the public hearing officer today for the City of Albany Industrial Development Agency in connection with the project, which is the subject of this public hearing. Today, we're holding this public hearing to allow citizens to make a statement for the record relating to the involvement of the agency in the project for the benefit of 324 State Street, LLC, a New York State Limited Liability Corporation. The proposed project involves the redevelopment of an existing approximately 40,000 square foot commercial building into approximately 29 market rate apartment units. The financial assistance sought is for certain exemptions from taxation with respect to the project, including sales tax, mortgage recording taxes, and real property tax exemptions. Copies of the notice of this public hearing are available on our website at www.albanyida.com and upon request. Now, unless there is any objection, I'm going to suggest waiving the full reading of the notice of this public hearing and instead request that the full text of the notice be inserted into the record. I will also note that general information on the agency's general authority and public purpose is contained in a separate statement that will be entered into the record. Before we start the public hearing, I would first like to introduce the project applicant and ask them to make a few brief remarks with respect to the project.
Good afternoon, my name is Deborah Lambert, I'm here for the applicant, 324 State Street LLC. This project is located at 324 State Street in the city of Albany. Property is currently owned by the College of St. Rose. It was used for part of their trade school, but was working in art projects, but it has been vacant for over a year. The applicant is looking to purchase the property and renovate the building into 29 residential units. The project cost are approximately $6.5 million, and the applicant is looking for tax exemption from sales tax, working on tax, and payment of those taxes.
We'll now open this public hearing. The time is now 12:08 p.m. I will note for the record that there were no written comments received prior to the meeting today. Per the notice of this public hearing, the public was encouraged to submit written comments prior to today's hearing. A record of this public hearing will be prepared and reviewed by the members of the agency in connection with the consideration of the proposed project. A copy of the record of this public hearing will be presented to the mayor of the city of Albany and members of the agency. At this time, I would like to ask if there is anyone here who wishes to speak on the proposed project and comment on either the nature and location of the project facility or the proposed financial assistance being contemplated. Seeing none, we will pause the transcription of this public hearing until approximately 15 minutes have passed from the time the hearing is open.
as a Red Sox fan, before they won. For I used to tease them. I said,
Okay.
the Florida Marlins had it 7 years.
If there are no further comments, I will now close this public hearing for 144 State Street LLC at 12:23 p.m. Hearing is closed.
Thank you very much.
Oh, we got one, we got to close out 324.
So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, what's good.
Never thank people enough.
So if there are no further comments, I will now close this public hearing for 324 State Street LLC at 12:24 p.m.